definition of these dependencies. With that, I will move on to some aspects of how to stay on track. In order to stay in track or to keep the project in a healthy state, the 4 key parameters, that is scope, time, cost and quality. These 4 parameters should be observed very closely. And how to manage these 4 parameters? So we will go phase by phase. First is scope. We should try our level best to prevent scope creep. We should log each and every change that takes place within the scope. We should always rebaseline schedule and the project plan. And we should keep on setting priorities based on the situation, based on the customer need. Sometimes it may happen that this feature is more important than the other one, so prioritize it first, bring it up to the schedule, or this feature will take less time, like that. Based on that parameter, you may set the priority. So based on different parameters, you can set the priorities, but these are the things which should be monitored and tracked on a regular basis within the project lifecycle. Then comes the time. Now, what are the aspects or what are the areas we should look into in case of time? First of all, managing resources. As I was saying, that it should be completely visible to us real time, the availability of the job allocation of the resources involved in the project. And not only in the project, in the organization, we should have a clear picture of the overall resources, that what are the earliest available date of those resources, in which projects are those resources allocated. This type of information should be available real time to us. Then we should always keep an eye on the progress of different projects and constraints. That what is the health of the different projects. The project health report should be always in front of us, giving us the real-time picture of it. Then we should always block the non-working time. Now this is very important, because if we don't block the non-working time resource-wise, then what will happen is we may sometimes allot resources who is on leave at that particular period of time. So that will clearly impact the project schedule. And at the end, we should always give access to the calendar. As I said in my previous point, that blocking non-working time and allowing calendar access, they go side by side. Because if we don't have access to the calendar, and if the project manager or the PMO is in dark that about the resource availability of the resource working and non-working time, then it will hamper the schedule a lot. Then comes the cost. Now here we need to always manage the hidden cost. As I was saying, that sometimes some unplanned cost like risk issues may come into the picture. Now we need to manage them meticulously and keep an eye on them on a regular basis. Then budget items. We should try to budget each and every possible item of the project, ignoring the fact that whether it is a minor item or whether it is a major item. Then we should always assign a particular deliverable to a specific person and not to a generic team, because that will give us a proper picture of the cost, that what is the cost of the thing, what is the actual cost, what is the planned cost. Every figure will be much more real. And as I said, the continuous real-time tracking and controlling, that is necessary all throughout for all the parameters. Then comes the quality. Now in terms of quality, we should first define the quality as soon as the project starts, or rather before the project starts, because based on that definition we should set some targets and communicate those targets to the stakeholders, that these are the quality expectations of this project, so that based and if that is stated out clearly, then what we can do is we can measure those targets real time, that what is going wrong, whether we have everything as per the expectation of the stakeholders. And then while measuring targets, we should always continuously measure the targets, and if we see something wrong, then we should immediately try to fix them and take necessary preventive actions. So these are the major things which we should always try to follow to keep a project on track. Then I will give you some tips